Welcome back to Monstober, everybody. We're right in the Frankenstein franchise. We're right in the thick of it, you guys. So guess what? We have the very first ever horror versus movie against two of the most classic monsters of all time. As always, you guys, you all know the drill by this point. If you're not subbed, I encourage you to hit that sub button because we're talking about the Universal Monsters all month long. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed. And who do you think would win in a fight? Frankenstein's monster or the Wolfman? Now, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman was released in 1943, 1 year after The Ghost of Frankenstein. Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman is a lot of fun, but I wanted to show you all this cool Super 8mm film of Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. Lon Chaney just previously played Frankenstein's monster in The Ghost of Frankenstein, but this time we have Bela Lugosi playing Frankenstein's monster, and Lon Chaney Jr., of course, playing the Wolfman. Talbot, aka the Wolfman, is brought back to life, but he does not like that whatsoever. He has this horrible werewolf curse, and he wants to return back to the grave. Now, this is where our plot gets a little confusing. We basically have Dr. Mannering, who Larry Talbot goes to drain his life force and put it inside the Frankenstein's monster. It's a little confusing. I don't know why. Don't ask me, but that's our movie. Also, y'all know what I'm about to say again. The atmosphere is so good in this film. The castle and laboratory scenes look great. The villagers and the angry mob is there. They're all worried about the overlooming fear that they all have from the Frankenstein's monster and the Wolfman. It's a lot of fun, you guys. We get monsters clashing and everything else that you would want to see in a Universal Monsters film. It's amazing. But no matter how poorly written these scripts are, they're lots of fun. How could you not love these movies? And of course, our experiment happens at nighttime. You know what that means, right? Larry Talbot turns into the Wolfman. And guess what that means for the Frankenstein's monster? He's of course revived at full strength, and the two collide, and we get our first ever horror versus movie. But I do have to say though, one thing that the movie is not really clear on, if you didn't catch the end of Ghost of Frankenstein, we know that the monster is now blind. This movie makes no reference or points it out at all, so you have to know why the monster is walking around like this. But that's the classic Frankenstein walk that everybody knows. Atmosphere, acting, it's all fun. It's everything Universal Monsters. Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman is a lot of fun, and I can't stress that enough. Go check it out this October season. I didn't want to spoil it too much for you guys, because it's a really fun one. Some other notable horror versus movies that we get later on in the future would be Freddy vs. Jason, Alien vs. Predator, King Kong vs. Godzilla. One fun fact for you is that this movie, for me personally, is one of my favorites. After seeing Dracula at a very young age, the next one that I somehow checked out was Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. I remember watching it on VHS many years ago, but man, it was awesome, and it's always stuck with me, that ending scene. Makeup with a lackluster script. Of course, our acting is awesome, with Bela Lugosi playing the monster and Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman. We even have the Gypsy from the Wolfman back, and the cast is great. But anyways, let me just stress again, I did not want to give away that many details because I want you all to really go check this one out for yourselves. This one is a lot of fun, and I highly recommend you go check it out. Of course, go check it out. That'll pretty much do it for our Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman review. We have a couple more left, and then we move on to another monster. So stay tuned, and as always, stay scared. Peace.